Today, Liss and I are going to explore what we perceive as spiritual growth, or perhaps what we perceive as not actually spiritual growth. I think there's always the two sides of the coin that we usually flip over.
Hi, and welcome to Light for Life. If you are returning to our channel, thank you. We value and appreciate you. If you are new here, you are most welcome. I am Liz. I'm a Science of Mind practitioner and a teacher of various healing modalities applicable to all aspects of the self and this life.
And I am Lori. I am a holistic wellness researcher and educator. Welcome to Connections with Liss and Lori. Spiritual growth is a term that is tossed around, in my opinion, is tossed around a couple hundred times a day and has been for a couple of decades. But do we really understand what spiritual growth even is? And it's one of the reasons why I like to have these conversations, is because I think we have a different perspective that maybe mainstream doesn't always stumble upon. Because, you know, for a long time, I've focused on ascension and spiritual growth and becoming a better version of myself. And I feel like it's a little bit of dangling the carrot before the horse. The horse already has all of the wisdom and all of the knowledge and doesn't even really need the carrot. I have a little bit of a concern that perhaps this whole spiritual growth movement and spiritual coaching and just the whole new age kind of thing has been a little bit like the Wizard of Oz. When you pull back the curtain, there's nothing there. Spiritual growth for me is not about becoming more. It's more about peeling back the layers of the onion to see what you already are, to see you already are perfect, whole, and complete in your divine self. And other things got piled on top of that throughout life. Other programming got in the way of our understanding that there really is no thing to do or to understand other than we already came into this experience embodied into who we are. And it's not something that we have to learn. It's more something that we just reveal to ourselves. I hope I'm not talking in circles and confusing people.
No, not at all. It's a realization. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have so much to say on this topic, honey. I hope I don't go on for the whole 20 minutes. So just
Please.
interrupt me if I do. But to me, yes, I agree 100% with everything you said. We are the diamond. We are the perfect, flawless, master cut diamond. But we're in a really, really deep, dark mine. And so the process of mining to find the diamond is very often what we confuse with spiritual growth. It's not a finding because it's lost. It's a finding because it needs revealing. It's not a quest or a journey or a search for something that we don't have. It's for actually connecting with the treasure and revealing the diamond under all that coal, right?
Right.
And so for me, a component of spiritual growth is a certain extent of emotional maturity and stability that is achieved via emotional healing. And another component is that we can achieve in mindset work or mindfulness or therapy in terms of correcting our belief systems. Another component is working on core values and issues in terms of our state and our frequency. But those are really tiny components of spiritual growth compared to what spiritual growth is in truth, from my perspective. And in order to try to explain that, elaborate on a little bit, is the process of incarnation. Because if you think about this energetically, and you imagine that your energy is this incredible, massive, beautiful, perfectly cut diamond, you are complete perfection as that diamond. And your role is to reflect the light. So the light of God, of source, of life, of all consciousness is refracted through you as a prism into the various color spectrums and rays. And then those are refracted again and again and again as we come lower and lower and lower down from perfect divine consciousness into human incarnation. In order for the light to attain this density, a lot of it has to be dissipated and left along the way. As we come down the dimensions, we shed some of our divinity, some of our light, some of our consciousness, some of our properties, and some of our energy in order to take on the density that this realm requires in order to have a physical life experience. And so that is why we are not the incarnated diamond. We're an incarnated soul. A little aspect of who our greater self is what incarnates here. And to me, spiritual growth is the journey back. It's the adding back to the soul all those aspects and dimensions and light and energy and perspective and insight that we dissipated on our way down. That's what ascension is the adding back. And that is why we talk about expansion and an expanded perspective and becoming more of our greater self. To me, that's what it is. It's about expanding back into what we've always been, what we are, that diamond. And that is why it is our soul that evolves, but our spirit never needs to. Our essence, our core, has always and forever been perfect and untouched by all of this. The ego experiences this. The soul experiences this. And we evolve through what we experience. But our core, our essence, is always and forever that flawless diamond that is reflecting the light.
I don't even know what to say. That was so beautiful. I am such a visual person that you basically just took me on a journey, and I'm kind of speechless. I hope people watching this got as much out of that as I did, because that was really pretty cool. Where do we even go from here? Gosh, I don't know.
Well, to lose these ideas, honey, to lose these ideas that were somehow damaged,
Yeah,
that were somehow flawed, that were somehow broken.
right.
Because healing is not taking place in our essence. It's not taking place in our core. It's taking place in the soul's experience. Healing is just the journey back to truth. Nothing essentially was ever broken. Nothing can be damaged. Nothing ever was. And it's just about seeing that again. So we come back to these ideas that we hold, these concepts we've bought into, that tell us we really need to work on things like our spiritual growth. We really need to do this ascension thing. Like we can effort it, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. And really is- spiritual growth can simply just be an invitation to to claim, maybe to or reclaim and re-embody that core, that light. What is real versus what is the illusion, and what needs to be released and what needs to be reclaimed.
Yes, and just holding that mental construct of show me more. Show me more. It's not about trying to attain the more,
Right.
trying to achieve the more, trying to get to the more. But show me more. Let me see. Allow my perspective to be expanded to more light and more truth. Because what I'm going to realize is that I already am it.
Mm.
I already am it. I always have been. And it's about getting to experience the love that I am and have always been, the light that I am and have always been, getting to experience myself as it.
Right. And in one of our previous recordings, we talked about alignment, right? And it's the asking to become more aware and then aligning with that with that love and with that core of who we are, and um really releasing the emotional part, the fear or the habits perhaps that we've developed, and allowing ourselves to align with the self, for lack of a better word.
And you know, so many of the masters and the gurus throughout history have been these people with the most amazing senses of humor. They're
Yeah.
so light. Their teachings are so simple. They're so simple, so profound, and yet so simple. They are light. That's the point. Our spiritual growth shouldn't be a burden. It's not work. It's not a task. It's not difficult. It's not something we have to achieve. It's about becoming more light, is literally lighter. It's not heavy. It's not burdensome. It's just a shift, and an
Yes.
easy one at that. The ease of understanding who I am, the flow of understanding who I am, and going into that lightly. Nietzsche said the first duty of the philosopher is to be light on his feet.
Hmm. Interesting. A bit of a cosmic
And
dance.
our feet are our understanding.
Oh, okay.
So that perfect lightness in our understandings, to literally understand that this whole experience is a dance.
A cosmic one.
Yes. And you know, we just tend to be too serious.
Yes. And on the flip side, we we can look unprofessional if we are light in spirit, and if we are able to laugh at ourselves, and if we are able to laugh at our own absurdity, we're maybe not taken seriously because we can laugh at it.
Yeah, exactly. And we should. We should. You know, I think if you could laugh at your own egg on your face moments, that's when you know that that egoic part of you is truly free.
Yeah.
Because who cares what anybody thinks? It's funny. It's funny. And so, yes, I think it's a very easy thing to fall into, this the seriousness and the importance of it all.
Hmm.
And the more studious we are, the more we want to learn and know and understand, the easier it is to fall into that heaviness and that seriousness of it all, and how taking our spiritual growth is so vitally important, you know? And it's like we all just need to relax and laugh more and breathe and enjoy. Because how does anything grow, Laurie? I think about a rosebud. It's loving the sunshine, it's loving the water, and it's just unfolding. They struggle to be born, sure, but there's no struggle in the growth. The growth is just a beautiful unfolding, and ours is supposed to be too.
It's interesting that you use a flower, because I love springtime and how everything bursts through the soil, reaching for the light. And to me, it's just rebirth over and over and over, every year, rebirth, and reminding us that it really can be as simple as some sunshine, some water, just simplicity.
And sound.
Yeah.
And sound. You know, the role that the birds play
Yeah.
in actually informing the plants that it's time to wake up, that
Yeah.
it's time for the leaves to shoot and the flowers to bloom and the seeds to burst. The birds literally bring that sound frequency in. That is the call, that it's time to do that, which is just yet another reminder about the dance, that our growth and our unfolding comes with a song.
Wow.
We should be light on our feet. We should be dancing. The cosmos is singing for us to have this experience. It's about, can we tune in? Can we actually hear that and be light enough in our hearts and in our minds to actually be in the dance?
Great question. Can we?
It's not to discount the parts that are hard.
Mm.
I always think of a butterfly. You know, first of all, the butterfly doesn't resent its days as a fat and slimy and ugly caterpillar. It recognizes that that was part of its journey. But then there is the chrysalis, right? Where things all turn to mush. And I mean, it can't be pleasant being stuck in this thing. And no one's discounting the fact that we all have those caterpillar days and chrysalis years sometimes. But we do metamorphosize into the butterfly that we always were. And I saw such a beautiful meme on social media not so long ago. They said the butterfly can't see its own beauty, but everybody else can. And it's like, exactly, isn't it time for us to see our own beauty and then, yes, radiate it out for everybody else? But to realize that those moments are just part of this greater experience that is all about beauty. It's all about the wonder of this experience and of coming back to the source we've never left.
And in those moments when we're not feeling so beautiful and we're not appreciating our experience, our life, ourselves, all of those things, I would encourage people to remember that that's all part of the programming, and it's simply not true. It's not who you are. I would go far as to say it's a lie, because there is no ugly butterfly. There is no ugly caterpillar.
Exactly.
There
Exactly,
isn't.
honey. And you know, we all need someone who's going to remind us of that when we do forget.
Yeah, because we
Someone who
do.
can say, yeah, it's okay, honey. You know, your butterfly days are coming.
Yeah, I think you said something about not wanting to. I was whining about not, I don't wanna, and you said that's okay, do it anyway. It's all part of the journey. It's all part of the process of becoming that butterfly, even when we
Yeah.
don't want to.
You don't have to want to, you just have to. Yeah.
Thank you for connecting with Light for Life. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to work with one of us, You can find our contact information in the About section.
Please share your insights, your questions, and your comments with us. We value your feedback. And we really hope that we will see you for our next episode. We upload one every Thursday.
Until we connect again, we send you love and light.